This video, we're going to take another look at a knife we've seen before on this channel from the folks at Allegheny Knifeworks. That's the M40. Coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the folks at Allegheny Knifeworks were kind enough to send me actually several knives. This is one of them. It is the M40, and you'll notice that it is a very cool looking knife right off the bat. First of all, real quickly about Allegheny Knifeworks, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, they are handmade knives. They're small knife maker. Justin at Allegheny Knifeworks apprenticed under LT Wright, and he worked with LT for several years. So he actually learned his craft from one of the best in the business, from a true master craftsman. And I got to say, it really shows, because the workmanship on these knives is 100% excellent, excellent, excellent. And like I mentioned in the introductory video I did for these couple of knives, just to kind of give you a quick glimpse of them, you notice they don't look really anything like traditional bushcraft knives, or not like much of anything that LT Wright comes out with, and that's on purpose, because they just really didn't want to try to copy what LT was doing or what somebody else was doing. They wanted to develop their own kind of unique style and brand, and I think they've done so. It's kind of a semi-tactical looking style knife, most of them are, but they're also just very, very functional. And this one, for example, has a 4-inch blade, which is a very functional size, with a 9-inch overall length. This is A2 steel with a saber grind. It's a moly coating, which is similar to Cerakote, but it uses molybdenum instead of ceramic, so it's very hard, very smooth too. They actually triple temper their steel to about 59 to 60 Rockwell hardness. Really nice 90-degree spine on back. These scales are hand sculpted, so he does all this by hand. This one has some nice blue liners, and then has a nice lanyard hole. All the fasteners are T6 screws. Just everything about it is very, very, very nice. He's got several different color options and everything, so I'll put a link to their website in the video description below. I encourage you to go check them out. This is not the only knife they offer. They offer smaller knives and bigger knives. Oh yeah, and just really, really well-made, great looking knives, and this one is no exception. I got to tell you, this handle, it's got just a palm swell here, a little bit of kind of even thickness here, maybe just a slight taper to the back. It's hard to say. A little bit of a kind of a pommel swell here, but man, it is just really, really comfortable. And that sculpture there probably helps with the grip some, but it doesn't really cause any hot spots or anything when you're squeezing it. Doing the old Chris Tanner grip test, very comfortable. Got a nice sharpening choil here, and then kind of a choil back here, which I think might work pretty well for a ferro rod. We're going to check that out, obviously, but altogether, I think this is just a really, really nice knife. So without any further rambling, let's take you down the old stump top and get to doing some of that knife stuff. Okay, so we got a 4-inch blade, so it's capable of batoning. We got a pretty good piece of poplar here with a nice split in it, but we're going to go at a different point than the split, and we'll just see if we can baton through it. I'm sure it will. I mean, it's a full tang knife. Not going to hurt anything, so split it one more time just for the heck of it. I really had no doubts. Let's get you back up here and do some feathers. Okay, I got no doubts about this either. This thing has got an edge on it. Let me just show you. Can you see that? Wow. But just in case you think maybe, I don't know, I'm using some sort of CG, we'll just go ahead and okay. Well, that's cool. What about some fat wood? Because you know we got to play with some fat wood just for a minute, right? And this is some very, very, very gooey fat wood. What about scraping? It's pretty, feels like a pretty sharp spine. Let's just see how well it scrapes. does okay with this fat wood. This is really, really wet fat wood. It's hard to scrape, to be honest with you. Okay, so there's that. As part of our standard test, you know we got to build us a fire, right? Sort of beta testing the Schrade Big XL fire steel they're coming out with. So trying different spots. So throwing some really good behind the swedge here. I guess the back of the clip point kind of throws really good sparks. Keep your knuckles off the ground. We got a fire there, but so does this, and even the kind of reverse choil there does okay, but I really prefer just a straight edge to scrape a ferro rod with. But we passed that test with flying colors. So let's take a look at the next phase of our scientific testing process. Okay, so it actually does okay on batoning. I mean, it's a full tang, 1/8 inch thick blade. Sure it will. But where it really shines is on the medium task carving and carving feathers, carving whatever you need to carve. It's got a great spine on back. That spine just strikes a ferro rod like nobody's business. Very, very comfortable. But something I always like to check, and I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, this one absolutely feels very, very well balanced, but you know, you really don't want to just gauge that by your hand, you know, by your feelings. You want to make sure you use a very technical scientific process for checking the balance on a knife. And we're fortunate enough here at Survival on Purpose to have some really high-tech, cutting-edge testing equipment. So we're going to take advantage of that now and check the balance on this thing. Need to readjust the calibration just a little. That should do it. All right, as you can see, the balance testing was a roaring success. Very well balanced knife. Very nice looking knife. Even though I got this one all dirty, it's just I'll give you a couple of quick parting beauty shots of this thing. It's really, really nicely done. Chuck Norris can erase a Sharpie. By the way, I think the price of this blade is somewhere between $140 to $160, $170, in that ballpark, depending on which options you want. So I think that's a great price for a handmade knife of this quality and workmanship. So anyway, I'll put a link to the Allegheny Knifeworks website below. Be sure and tell them I said hello, and tell them thanks for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that thumbs up, and for sharing this video with all your friends. And thank you so much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links, survivalonpurpose.com/Amazon, other product links, whatever. It takes you to regular old Amazon. You pay regular old prices. Use your regular old Prime membership if you have it, and it helps benefit the channel just a little bit, and I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time. They actually triple temple. I'm having a really hard time not cutting too deep into this thing. It's so sharp.